Here we go with Unit 3, Learning Target 4a. I can perform operations on functions. And we are only going to look at addition or subtraction right now. As you can see, we've got 3 different functions written down that we're going to use for the examples today. Alright, example 1. Find f plus g of x. Most people look at this and they think, okay, we're going to take f and we're going to add g, and then whatever we get, we're going to multiply by x. Don't do that. That is not correct. This notation confuses people a little bit. You need to know that all this says is take f of x and add g of x. Take the f function, add the g function. So when it's written like that with that x on the outside, all you're really looking for is what does that middle sign tell me to do. So if I take f and I write it down, and then I put a plus sign because it's telling me to add, and then I write down g. That's what it'd look like. And from here, all I'm doing is exactly what we just did with adding or subtracting polynomials. There's nothing in front of the first set of parentheses. An addition sign doesn't change anything, so we're going to write this down just like it is above, except without the parentheses. From there, I'm going to add only my like terms. Exponents don't change, variables don't change, just adding those front numbers to get 3x squared minus 3x and a plus 6. Alright, example 2 says f of x plus h of x. So we're going to do the exact same thing we did before. Write down f of x, which is 3x minus 5x. Put a plus sign in between because that's what it's asking us to do, is to add these things, and then we're going to write down h. Nothing in front, an addition sign means that the parentheses aren't even necessary, so we can rewrite it down without the parentheses. Combine our like terms, we've got 3x squared plus another x squared gives us a total of 4x squareds. Negative 5x minus 3x gives us negative 8x. And then we've got that little 1 at the end that has nothing to combine to, so we just put a plus 1 on the end. Example 3 says find g of x subtracting h of x. So we're going to do exactly what we did before. We're going to write down g, but instead of putting a plus sign, we're going to put a minus sign because we want to subtract these things. So we've written down g of x, a subtraction in the middle, and then h of x. There's nothing in front of the first set of parentheses, so we can just write that down. But don't forget, we've got to distribute that negative. If you mess this up, usually what happens is you forget to distribute the negative, so make sure and do that. So we just have minus x squared and a plus 3x and a minus 1. Combine your like terms. Starting with the biggest exponent, we've got a negative x squared. 2x and 3x give us 5x. 6 minus 1 is 5. Alright, the last example says find h minus f of x. Again, don't let the notation confuse you. All this is asking you to do is find h of x minus f of x. You're not going to have to multiply by an x at the end. So we write down h. We put a subtraction sign because that's what it's asking us to do. And then we write down f. We can write down the first one without the parentheses because there's nothing out front. We've got to distribute the negative, so we change the signs to make it negative 3x squared and a positive 5x. And then just combine your like terms. 1x squared here, subtracting 3x squared here gives us a negative 2x squared. Negative 3x plus 5x gives us a 2x. And then again, we've got this extra little plus 1 that doesn't have anything else to add to it. That's how simple it is to add or subtract functions. No different than what we did before, but it's just written a little bit different. Your quiz over Learning Target 3a and 4a will be together because they're really the exact same thing. You'll have 2 questions that are in function notation like Learning Target 4a, and then 2 questions that aren't written in function notation, similar to Learning Target 3a. That's all I got for you.